Hello and welcome to Wisdom Trek. This is Guthrie Chamberlain and I'm your guide to wisdom and creating a living legacy. Thank you for joining us for our 7-day-a-week, 7 Minutes of Wisdom podcast. This is day 224 of our trek and we are continuing on our current trek called Your Life Plan Blueprint. On this trek, we are slowly mapping out the framework that will assist you in setting goals and creating a life plan for yourself. As I stated yesterday, your life plan does not need to be overly complex to be effective. Just like our trek of life, we will take the life planning process one step at a time. As always, if you have any questions or would like additional information as we go through the daily trek, either leave a comment at wisdom-trek.com or email me at guthrie@venturecg.com. As we grow through the Wisdom Trek Life Plan Blueprint process, I encourage you to begin thinking about your own life plan. I will be utilizing our daily journals for this trek to create a PDF workbook that you can use to create your own life plan. Once the workbook is complete, I'll let you know how you can obtain a copy of it. Since this trek on life planning will take several days, if you miss any of the days of our Wisdom Trek episodes, please go to wisdom-trek.com to listen to them and to read the daily journal. We are recording our podcast at our studios at Home 2 in Charlotte, North Carolina. By the time this episode airs, we will have completed our delayed Christmas celebration with our children and grandchildren. I will provide an update and some pictures within a couple days. These types of celebrations need to be included as part of your life plan, so you do not miss any of these special moments of life. Let's head out on our trail for Day 5 of the Wisdom Trek Life Plan Trek, which we refer to as your Life Plan Blueprint. Before we actually dig into the framework or blueprint to create your life plan, we will spend a couple days of our trek exploring how to achieve your goals with success. The Wisdom Trek Life Plan Blueprint is segmented into 7 areas that comprise your life, and those areas are 1. Spiritual, 2. Family, 3. Physical or health, 4. Mind and intellect, 5. Personal and social, 6. Financial, and 7. Work and career. One long-term objective of the life plan is to make sure that all 7 areas of life are in proper balance. If you find that your life is out of balance in any of these areas, it may take some time, even months or years, to bring all the areas into balance. But with a well-developed life plan, you can work toward this objective. To see a picture representation of the Wisdom Trek Wheel of Life, check out today's journal at wisdom-trek.com/224. Before we explore the details of the Wheel of Life and overall blueprint in depth, let's study some basic principles of goal achievement. Goals that you set are the stepping stones for your overall life plan. So first, let's look at an introduction to goal achievement. One of the most important elements in creating a life plan is to make sure that you bring your life into balance and it remains in balance when setting new goals. In one or more of the 7 areas listed above, what are some of your biggest goals in life? To lose weight, to earn money, to be in a dream career, to set up your own business, to grow in your faith walk, to live in abundance, to be at the peak of your health, to meet a life partner, to have a loving family. For any of these goals, have you ever had the determination to achieve it, devote resources toward it, work on it for an extended period of time, only to fall flat on your face eventually? Well, this happens to all of us in life. Let's use an example that most of us, including myself, can relate to. Say you have a goal to lose weight and you resolve to take off 30 pounds. You start off strong, cutting down on the amount of food that you eat. You also start an exercise regime. Every day you measure your weight to closely track your progress. Within the first few days, you start to see a reduction in your weight. Rejoicing, you continue on what you're doing, but it seems like your actions now have lost its effectiveness because your weight loss has plateaued. If anything, it seems like you're increasing slightly versus your lowest weigh-in. You become discouraged. You start to give up and even binge, resigning that it is never possible to achieve your goal because it is in your genes or you just don't have the self-discipline. You begin to bury the whole notion of weight loss at the back of your head. Predictably, you start to gain back all the weight that you lost and maybe even more. This makes you even more depressed and you start eating even more. At some point down the road, you may receive a wake-up call to lose weight. You embark on your goal to pursue again, more determined than ever. However, past events repeat themselves and soon you're back where you started, if not even in a worse place. Does this pattern of behavior apply to any of the goals that you've set out to achieve before? Being looped in a continuous cycle of setting goals and trying to achieve it, but never quite getting there. At this point, you may feel despondent. You resign that you are not meant to achieve the goals and decide to focus your energy on something else in life. On this next part, we'll look at the biggest mistakes many people make in goal achievement. Many people are guilty of trying to tackle their goals using a series of trial and error approaches. They randomly throw their energies out with all their might on the first few steps they know, thinking that this pattern will get them to their goal. They deal with their goals in a haphazard approach. They hope that everything will turn out best in the end. While this may work on short-run or smaller goals, it does not work with the big long-term goals. For example, you may get away with losing 5 pounds of weight by generally eating less and exercising more. But to lose more weight than that and to maintain the weight loss requires a proper strategy. Many people have misconstrued the notion of goal achievement because they only come into contact with the results of other goals. They are not involved in all the thought process, intricacies, and actual planning that went behind the achievement of these goals. This is why the Wisdom Trek Life Plan Blueprint is different. It is not just a goal-setting program, but a life change process. It is more than changing actions or even habits. It is about changing the way you think. Let's use an analogy of the New World Trade Center, one of the world's tallest buildings. It was not built just randomly, slapping tiles of concrete and metal together. It is through envisioning, strategizing against environmental elements, precision in planning and execution that enabled it to be built, even though many persons said it couldn't or even shouldn't be built. Today, the entire area of the World Trade Center and the memorial is a statement of resolve and beauty. It was built through a strategic and well-designed blueprint. In the same manner, to have long-term successful life plan with its associated goals, you need to have a system in place to sustain it. That is why we are taking an extended period of time on our life planning trek, because the initial investment in time and planning will be far outweighed by the benefits generated in the long run. God will honor our planning if our plans include bringing glory to His name. In Proverbs 16:3, He tells us, "Commit your actions to the Lord, and your plans will succeed." The Wisdom Trek life planning process is not a quick fix process, but instead a life-changing process. This process dovetails into our overall concept of Wisdom Trek as we look at life as a trek, one step at a time. Tomorrow we'll explore more of the strategy of life planning before we start to explore the 6-step blueprint for a life plan framework. So encourage your family and friends to join us and then come along with us tomorrow for another day of Wisdom Trek, Creating a Legacy. That will finish our podcast for today. As you enjoy your daily dose of wisdom, I encourage you to help us to promote Wisdom Trek in the following 4 ways. Leave us feedback about the podcast at wisdom-trek.com. Second, on your smartphone, subscribe at iTunes, Google Play, Spreaker, SoundCloud, or Stitcher so that the podcast will be downloaded to you automatically each day. Third, if you have an iPhone or iPad, leave us a rating and a review on iTunes. And fourth, please share Wisdom Trek with your family and friends through email, Facebook, Twitter, or in person so that they can come along with us each day. The journal for today's trek can be found at wisdom-trek.com. Thank you so much for allowing me to be your guide, your mentor, but most importantly, your friend, as I serve you through the Wisdom Trek podcast and journal each day. As we take this trek together, let us always live abundantly, love unconditionally, listen intentionally, learn continuously, lend to others generously, lead with integrity, and leave a living legacy each day. This is Guthrie Chamberlain reminding you to keep moving forward, enjoy your journey, and then create a great day every day. See you tomorrow.